Hello, and welcome back to the cronecast of the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel, I do the Spirit Guide monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. I do pick-a-card readings, I do active magic, candle magic readings, and I do astrology readings for love and career. Today I have for you an oracle card unboxing. People keep asking me what tarot decks and what oracle decks I recommend, so I've set up an Amazon store with all of the intermediate and advanced decks that I recommend, and then also there's a separate area for beginners, and there's a description with each as to why I recommend them and what I think is special about the decks. But we're going to get started with Denise Linn's The Sacred Forest, and then the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which Colette Baron-Reid, who does the Enchanted Map Oracle, which is one of my favorites. You'll have seen me use it a ton. And then Denise Linn's deck, one of the ones that she uses, is the Sacred Traveler deck. So that's a look at the type of artwork typically featured in their work. I did take the plastic cellophane wrap off of this because I already knocked over my tripod once trying to take it off, but we're going to start with the Sacred Forest. This is a true unboxing. I have absolutely no idea what these cards look like, and I have not started using them yet. And let's hope that I don't just keep knocking things over, as this is actually being quite difficult to open. All right, we might be getting started with something else. This is going well. All right, very tight-fitting box on the Sacred Forest, obviously. And again, this is Denise Linn's deck. It comes with a guidebook. All of them usually do. Denise Linn's guidebooks and Colette Baron-Reid's guidebooks have a tendency to look they're very detailed. They have simplistic messages, how to read, oracle cards and energy portals, how to use the Sacred Forest Oracle. Now, for a lot of readers, do we usually take the time to read the guidebooks? Sometimes. Like what I do every morning is I pull a card, and if I have any questions about what the card might mean, I frequently check with the meanings, but it has different spreads available to you. 4 directions spread, that's a good one as well. Entering the Sacred Forest in your dreams. Apparently this is going to be about air, oak, oh my goodness, ancient spirit, courage. This is going to look interesting. Apparently it does not carry a picture of the card with it. A lot of the oracle decks will. It is just going to be a description. I don't read any oracle decks in reverse, so that's its guidebook. And let's see what this looks like. Okay. All right, here we go. This is the exterior of the deck. It's very lovely. It's got a Pegasus on it. All right, here we go. Wolf Spirit. Okay. This is it's clearly very elemental. It's going to be good for identifying energies that you want to lean in on developing. Remember, all of your chakras will have a corresponding energy. Unicorn Purity. Growth, Toadstool's Growth. Thicket of Thorns, Uncertainty. I'll be interested to see how this is going to be corresponding to the Tower in Tarot. That's going to be the Chaos card. Starry Night, Acceptance. Standing Stones, Passage. Interesting. This is going to be an interesting deck to get into. The artwork is different than her other works. The other works have a tendency to be a little bit, I almost want to say like cartoonish, but not in a childish way. I just mean the imagery is very soft and whimsical. This is a little bit more, there's more going on in the background. Spirit Guardians of Summer expansion. It looks to me like it's going to be very important to have the guidebook at hand at first with this. Spirit Guardian of Autumn, Letting Go. Sacred Spring, Success. Secret Spring, Success. Reflecting Pool, Stillness. Raven Spirit, Truth. Rainbow Waterfall, Miracles. Pure Spirit, Purification. I'm just going to do this like a true unboxing where we're going to look at all the cards. Phoenix, Transmutation. Excellent Energy. I love the imagery on that as well. That's root chakra work as usual. Pegasus, Transcending, and of course that is the image from the front of the deck cards. Old Spirit, Wisdom. featuring an owl. They've clearly done their animal research here as well. Mystic Meadow Sanctuary. Moonlight Enchantment Magic. The images, like, I wish they were a little brighter, to be completely honest, but we'll see how I work with the deck as I get going with it. Meandering Pathway Flow. Now remember, when you look into the depths of the card, the things that stand out to you, that is one of the things that is trying to enhance your own ability to see. So Maple Spirit Generosity. I like the use of colors. As I said, they correspond very well to the seasons. Hummingbird Spirit Joy. This is one of the colors for the heart chakra as well. Bright pink and green are two of the colors that correspond for the heart chakra. Guardians of the Land Protection. Okay, this is a very nature-influenced deck. Frog Spirit Renewal. I don't think it's necessary to know the animal totems. Forest Temple Enlightenment. Foggy Bog Patience. Fire Spirit Energy. Enchanted Fern Grotto Refuge. Elves Playfulness. This is a beautiful card. And there's a lot more to this particular imagery. I'm actually finding these, I'll see how they work out in practice. I'm finding them a little one note so far. Earth Spirit Stability. Eagle Spirit Freedom in terms of imagery in the background, things that can evoke extra meaning. Dragonfly Spirit Change. With the bigger energies, they seem to have like really tried to make the artwork correspond to the energy that they're trying to identify. Good finish on this, a little bit like it's a matte finish. It should shuffle really well. Dragon Power. Daffodil Fairy New Beginnings. Okay, this fits with, this is the sacral chakra color and the solar plexus. This is sacral, this is solar plexus. Remember, that's one of the things that you're going to want to look at when you're trying to work with divination, is try to find the colors in the cards that correspond to the various chakra points, and that'll give you an extra heads up as to what the meaning is. Butterfly Spirit Transformation. They've had two cards of transformation. I've enjoyed them both so far. I can see that there is a different, like this is more after a time of grief and pain, because one of the colors for healing is pink. Bluebird Spirit Happiness. Bluebell Fairy Gratitude. All right, Bee Spirit Prosperity. Bear Spirit Healing. Aspen Spirit Courage. Ancient Oak Spirit Strength. That is the image from the cover. And then Air Spirit is Knowledge. Okay, so I'm not sure how I will end up feeling about this deck in practice, but I think the artwork is interesting. I personally wish they'd done a little bit more with different color bases, but they went very much for corresponding forest colors. So it's staying true to it. Good shuffle, not sticking together at all. All right, I dig it. That's another one of Denise Lynn's decks. I find her decks to typically be very good for beginners. Judging from this so far, I would put this in an intermediate category, meaning you have to have a little bit of experience with reading to truly find what the imagery is trying to evoke. 52 cards to open energy portals of a higher dimension. One of the points of this deck is trying to connect you to your higher self. Now let's get going on to the Shaman's Dream, which I absolutely love and adore. Everything that Colette Baron-Reid does is a magnetized box. Alberto Villoldo? I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I've never seen the name before. Better box, clearly. It does have the ribbon in there, which can be very helpful when you're storing them. Here is the guidebook. They typically have a very extensive guidebook with her decks. She does the Enchanted Map, the Wisdom Oracle. She's also got the Oracle of the Seven Energies, and she's also got the Good Tarot. Those are the decks that I have. That she's one of my favorite artists. I think her work is absolutely beautiful. Here's the exterior. It has the same kind of powdery finish, which means that matte finish, it won't stick together too much. It's not too shiny. I like the exterior. All right, let's see what the guidebook's looking like. Okay. Okay. Message from the authors, introduction. Talks a little bit about the power of the symbols. It does give you instructions on how to work with the deck. Typically, because I do this I use oracle cards to supplement my tarot readings, I usually use the cards as I feel they fit best. But there are always going to be instructions. Here's a 1-card reading, simple readings, 4-card reading, 3-card reading. And then this gets kind of right to the point. It's part of the reason that I really like her decks. If you noticed in Denise Linn's book, there's kind of a lot before you get to the actual cards. This also does not, unlike a lot of her other decks, does not contain pictures of the cards, which if that's important to you when you're flipping through your guidebook, then know that it goes by the number. There is an index at the beginning that can give you the page numbers of all the different cards. And it's a fairly basic one. It does not appear to, these appear to not be meant to read in the reverse, which is good. I have never found oracle cards to Deep Quiet, Dragons, Horde. I have never found them to be particularly increased, but the meaning and the worth of them rarely is increased with the reversals. And I'm not sure why. Oracle cards work best for me in the upright. Dust Devil, embrace the chaos, trust in the process, moving out of stagnation. It looks pretty thorough to me, but not overly extensive, which is good. You don't want to get tripped up in the meaning. Fool's Embrace. This is all, there's a fair number of cards, and they are all covered with about the same length of an explanation. It's always worth it because most of the time you can look at a card and have an idea of what the meaning is, but it's always worth it to have the guidebook on hand because there may be something that you haven't ascertained from the image on it. Woodwives, adaptability. Okay. Winter's Dream. Okay. Resonating. I really like as usual, I just think her imagery is just amazing. Transpersonal Watchers. Okay. That is transcending your ego to reach to your higher self. Wailing Tree. Reconciliations. Interesting. Vanishing Mirror. Ego Sublimation. This is an interesting deck already. Unmarked Trail. Revelation. The Wall, Obstacles, Farther Gate, Bold Step Forward, The Crossing, Initiation, Stranger, Curiosity. Oh, that's beautiful. And this is what I'm talking about when they have multiple images that you can kind of sink into, let your eye rest and see what pops into your mind. That's one of the ways you can develop clairvoyance. Or to further focus and tune your clairvoyance. If Straddling Worlds, Wandering Between Realms, beautiful again. It utilizes the colors of the throat chakra, the crown chakra, and the third eye chakra. Stars in the Sky, Limitless Possibility, interesting. Spirit of the River, Skywriting, Sky Dancers, Surrender. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one to work with. I'm not going to put this in a beginner category either. It's working with trying to connect with higher dimensions, with higher concepts. I've put a couple of her decks in the beginner category on that Amazon shop, but she's there are layers. There are layers in all of her artwork. Repairing the Veil, Forgiveness. This is a beautiful card. And again, it has this variation of color telling you what you can work on going up. Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. With my very favorites, I think that's a raven, but I love ravens and crows. Overflow. These are beautiful cards. And again, Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. Mindful, Groupthink, interesting. Me Talks, Repairing the Body, Mind, and Spirit. This is again, I'm going to put this in intermediate or advanced. I don't think this is one that somebody could pick up and be like, I get it immediately. Many Masks, The Authentic Self. Magician's Sword, Confidence in Your Magic. Okay, Lost Compass. It's interesting. I'm very familiar with her artwork. This is ever so slightly different. Joyful Muse Inspiration. These are beautiful cards. A playfulness is very obviously being indicated with that particular image. Jeweled Web Connectivity. Now, this is one of the instances where I don't think they did a great job. It's a very murky imagery. In the Hand, the universe is your partner. Okay. Horseman, Herald of Change. Horned Cactus, Resourcefulness. Hollow Bone, Teachability. Again, this is obviously one that, like, this is going to be for people who are a little bit more comfortable with divination. Heart Home Compassion. Gathering Around the Power of Community. Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. Fortune's Wheel. Fool's Embrace. First Breath. Beginner's Mind. Honest to goodness, this is for, you're a little bit along your path when I think this deck is going to come into play for you. Feast of Plenty, Choices and Other Consequences, and Their Consequences. Okay, interesting. Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. Woo! All right, that's when we're a little bit stalled, clearly, like your higher mind is essentially gone to sleep. Eyes of the Eagle, Rising Above the Fray. Eye of the Needle, Intentionality. Empty Well, Time to Replenish. Dust Devil, Moving Out of Stagnation. It's going to be one of the chaos energies. Drifter, Experiencing Life as It Comes. Dream Thief, Refusal of the Call. Interesting. Dragon's Hoard, Protecting the Future. It's very lovely. And again, the use of colors is very, it's very deliberate in her decks. Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness. This is, purple is one of the colors, violet is one of the colors that is connection to the divine. Deep River, Diving into a Task. Dances on One Foot, Balancing Act. Crown Games, Right Use of Power. Covenant, Sacred Contract. Cosmic Womb, the Divine Feminine. Closing Door, Completion, with the number 5, which is good. 5 is the number of change. Caterpillar, Opportunity, literal cat, interesting. Benefactor, Grace and Generosity. Beloved, Radical Acceptance. And then the last card is A Tidy House, Clarity and Organization. Once again, this is, I love Colette Baron-Weig's work. I'm going to, again, say that this is, very likely an advanced deck versus a beginner deck. There are, the Sandra Taylor's Energy Oracle is one of the best for beginners. I always recommend that as one of the first decks for people. I'm going to grab it since it's right here. Very good shuffle, no sticking. This is Sandra Taylor's energy deck, and it's not going to be in any type of order, but it has such a direct correlation to the tarot. I never read them in reverse either, but these are, for instance, this could be the Queen of Pentacles, the Angel of Love, Cornucopia. This is wish fulfillment, self-love as well. This is the deck that I recommend as the first oracle deck that people will likely find very easy to use, very self-explanatory. That's Sandra Taylor's. I couldn't find a new one of hers. I'm sorry I don't have an unboxing video for that. But that was the Sacred Forest and the Shaman's Dream coming to you on an unboxing. Interestingly enough, honest to goodness, I almost feel like I've misplaced it already. Here it is. This box is out of just basic first reactions. I'm more likely to get more use out of that than this, but I typically find that with Denise Linn. I like her work, but it's very much about spiritual journeys. There's not a lot about material game. There's not a lot about romance ever in any of her decks that I've ever seen. keep that aware. Denise Lynn does not really do relationship stuff. Colette Baron-Reid a little bit does, but she's also more focused on divine journeys, spirituality, magic, self-development. And the energy oracle, which I had referenced, is far more likely to be about practical concerns and earthly matters. Okay, so that was an unboxing of the Sacred Forest and of the Shaman's Dream. And out of the two, it looks to me like the Shaman's Dream is going to be the one that I vibe with best, but that makes sense. I love Colette Baron-Reid's work. I've got, as I said, 2 of her decks linked in my Amazon store. Okay, that was your unboxing. If you want to book me for a private reading, please don't forget there is a link to my website in the description box down below, and I'd love a chance to read for you in real life. Take care and be well.